Yeah, Mataji.
Then can you please share if that's okay with you?
Yeah, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Wait. I have to make you the co-host.
Can I share now, Mataji?
Yeah. Please go ahead. You're the co-host. You can share. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mangala Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Mataji.
Good to see you. Hare Krishna.
Just saw 9 to 10 reporting today. So I thought of setting கொஞ்சம் free இருந்தோம் 5-10 minutes.
இல்ல இப்பதான் starting 9:10 because NND Prabhuவோட class பாகவதம் முடியும் so அதனால 9:10 actually it's 8:30 evening 8 da but for 2 weeks I'm traveling not traveling I'm having a training program in the evening 6 to 10 அதனால I fit in the morning.
Okay.
Sure. Do you like to start reading, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
I have shared the screen, Mataji.
Yes, we can see Shweta. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Mangala Mataji, do you like to inaugurate? Would you like to read?
இல்லம்மா நீ பண்ணுமா please.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, ma.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, please go ahead.
Akrura said...
Anyone can.
Yes, Sweta.
Go ahead. Shweta, go ahead. Anusha will, Aishi will do the next 2 paras. Start, Shweta. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. 1 minute, Mataji. I will start. Akrura decided to return home and Hare Krishna, everyone. Akrura decided to return home and report on the strange circumstances in which he found Kunti and her 5 sons. He first wanted to give good advice to Dhritarashtra, who was so favorably inclined toward his own sons and unfavorably inclined towards the Pandavas. When King Dhritarashtra was sitting among friends and relatives, Akrura began to address him, calling him Vaichitra Viraya. Vaichitra Viraya means the son of Vichitra Viraya was the name of Dhritarashtra fathers, but Dhritarashtra was actually the begotten son not of Vichitra Viraya, but of Vasudeva.
You can do the next para. We already did this para yesterday.
No, Mataji, till here we have stopped.
Okay, no problem. Continue. Hare Krishna.
Can you share, Mataji? Means I have only a screenshot, so that's why I could not.
Oh, acha, you're using a screenshot. You're not going to
Yeah, Mataji.
Are you using mobile or what?
Yeah, Mataji, I'm using mobile.
Acha, okay, no problem. Let me share. Just 1 second. I was just wondering from where I got my picture. Just 1 second.
Sorry, Mataji.
No problem. Just 1 second. Tell me when you can see the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, Mataji, we can see clearly. Thank you.
Thank you. Continue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees. Hare Krishna, everyone. Akrura decided to return home and report on the strange circumstances in which he found Kunti and the 5 sons. He first wanted to give good advice to Dhritarashtra. Akrura said, "My dear son of Vichitra Viraya, you have unlawfully usurped the throne of Pandavas. Anyway, somehow or the other, you are now on the throne. Therefore, I beg to advise you to please rule the kingdom on moral and ethical principles. If you do not do so and try to please your subjects, in that way your name and fame will be perpetual." Akrura hinted that although Dhritarashtra was ill-treating his nephews, the Pandavas, they happened to be his subjects. Even if you treat them not as the owners of the throne but as your subjects, you should impartially think of their welfare as though They were your own sons. But if you do not follow this principle and act in just the opposite way, you will be unpopular among your subjects. And in the next life, you will have to live in a hellish condition. I therefore hope you will treat your sons. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you scroll little bit up, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Oh, I just
Hare Krishna.
scrolled so that you can read. No problem. So basically,
Okay.
Akrura is very directly telling, indirectly he told, Vichitra Virya, and now directly he is telling to Vichitra Virya, telling that you have actually literally stolen the throne of Pandavas. Anyway, that you have stolen, I would advise you to morally and ethically do. Why? Because spiritually, if a person is doing, which is why we say spirituality is above the moral codes, because if somebody is doing things spiritually, then there will be absolutely no problem. I'm in class. Krishna book. Yeah, thanks. So spiritually, then there will be no problem. But unfortunately, if somebody is neither spiritual nor moral, so if you have spirituality, moral and ethics will follow. But if you do not have, spirituality, at least someone should try to keep it moral. But if you see very clearly from Dhritarashtra, he is neither moral, nor ethical, nor spiritual. So many times we will be asking, no, this person is not Krishna conscious, but still he is very good. But his goodness is only from external, right? It is from the gross body. Your subtle body still can be good, but your soul, which is basically good, is not getting exposed, right? So only when you connect to spirituality, you will be able to sustain the morality and ethicality which you yourself wanted, right? We always tell that I want to be studying first. I want to get good marks. For that, what you have to do, you have to study, for which you have to pick up the book. If you don't pick up the book and tell that I want to get good marks, I want to get good marks, you have a thought, but if you don't act, you won't be able to sustain. Your intelligence of listening in the class may help to write, but you won't be able to get very good marks because your intelligence would maybe you get 60%, 70%, right? So the balance, same way, your moral and ethical can help you to get that little good existence and pious. But if you have spirituality, only then you will be able to manage between the 70 and the 100. So Akrura clearly, directly also told him, and he also hinted telling that you are ill-treating the nephews, right? And that is a very important point. And even though you don't treat them as the owners, you impartially are thinking only of the welfare of the children. Now, you will be thinking, all of us are thinking of children welfare. What is the difference? There is a difference between us and a king. Kings were called Raja Rishis because they were supposed to think of the welfare of the 9:20, 9:35. 10 minutes. You should think of the, you should think of the ethical of the children, right? Not his children, not Pandava children, but all the children he should think ethically. But unfortunately, he is not thinking, he is very selfish. So which is not the quality of the king. That is why they will tell Rama Vyajyam. Why? Because the kingdom which Rama ruled was absolutely not even having an iota of challenge, right? So that was the beauty of Rama Raja. So he tells, I therefore hope that your sons everybody will be treated equally. So he obviously told him, and Dhritarashtra was much elder to Akrura, so he had to only hint him. And he also said that if you don't treat Pandavas and your sons equally, there will be a fight among cousins, right? And this was very, very important point. And he very clearly also says Pandavas were so nice, right? So if they were very loyal, we always say that all lords will help, right? Which means that all devatas will also come and help. This is something which Akrura has already told. It's not that he was foretelling. He was very clearly trying to mention this because he knew it. By the way, did you read this para or not? I tried scrolling.
No, Mataji, I could not read.
Okay. I'll ask Ayushi to read, and after that, next para you read. Okay. Yes,
Okay,
Ayushi. go
Mataji.
ahead.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, everybody. Akrura further advised Dhritarashtra, in this material world, no one can remain an eternal companion to another. Eternal companion to another. Only by chance do we assemble together in a family, society, community, or nation. But at the end, because every one of us has to give up the body, we must be separated. One should not therefore be unnecessarily affectionate toward family members. Dhritarashtra's affection was also unlawful, and did not so much intelligence. In plain words, Akrura hinted to Dhritarashtra that his staunch family affection was due to his gross ignorance of fact or his blindness to moral principles. Although we appear combined together in a family, society, or nation, each of us has an individual destiny. Everyone takes birth according to individual past work. Therefore, everyone must individually enjoy or suffer the result of his own karma. There is no possibility of improving one's destiny by cooperative living. Sometimes it happens that the one's father accumulates wealth by illegal way, and the son takes away the money, although it was earned with great difficulty by the father. Just as a small fish in the ocean eats the material body of a large wolfish, one ultimately cannot accumulate wealth illegally for the gratification of his family, society, community, or nation. An illustration of this principle is that many great empires which developed in the past are no longer existing because their wealth was squandered away by later descendants. One who does not know the subtle law of creative activities and who thus gives up the moral and ethical principle carries with him only the reaction of his sinful activities. His ill-gotten wealth and possessions are taken by someone else, and he goes to the darkest region of hellish life. One should not therefore accumulate more wealth than allotted to him by destiny. Otherwise, he will be factually blind to his own interest. Instead of fulfilling his self-interest, he will act in just the opposite way for his own downfall. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
So,
Krishna.
thank you so much. Very nicely, both of you have read. Now, the major issue we are facing is, if you notice in the story of Shah Jahan, right? So, Shah Jahan, Akbar's grandchild, yeah, Shah Jahan. After that, his own son, Aurangzeb, got him jailed. So, Shah Jahan was like so wealthy, and he, though was fine, he actually tried to, build even, I mean, all of us, we knew what all Taj Mahal, what is the story and all that. But unfortunately, he was so attached to his family, he was so attached to his wife, he was so attached to his kingdom. But finally, look at his death. He had a very sad death, right? At the end, he was gazing at the Taj Mahal and he died. And all of us know the story. This is not a story I'm creating. This is a story which has been in history. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Right? And what does Krishna say? Antakale cha mameva smaran mukte kalevaram. Etprayati amadbhavam yanti nasyasta samshaya. So very clearly, always what happens, you can, whatever, if you think antakale, whatever, say what you're thinking, antakale cha mameva smaran
At
mukte
the
kalevaram.
time
You
of
should,
death.
exactly, at the time of death. That's what says in the 8th chapter. You should, think of me. That is why he says, whatever you think. So second one comes in yam yam vapi smaran bhagam taje ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya tade tadbhava bhavitah. So whatever you're thinking is where you will go. So going to the second para, whatever he was thinking. So what was Shah Jahan thinking at the time of death? What was he thinking? Or what he would be possibly thinking? Was he thinking of Krishna?
No, Mataji.
Allah? No.
No, Mataji. Like kingdom, his wife and his sons.
What was he
He
thinking?
was
Yeah. So either he would have thought of
kingdom.
his wife out of love or his son. Kingdom. How? So basically, what they say, all he would have done is he would have definitely probably born into the same kingdom, but as a small ant or lizard or we don't know what, right? So maybe he got a human life. I don't know, but he would only be coming back to the world again and again. And also, unfortunately, it is said that when you deeply think of your spouse, in the next birth you change your gender. So if I am
Yes,
thinking
Mataji.
of my husband, then in my next birth I'll be born as a male and vice versa, right? Though jokingly, I remember a decade before I used to tell my husband, next time what you want, I'll tell we'll swap roles. I will become the husband, you. So the thought used to be only that. But is that going to help? No, right? So actually, what should be our long-term thought? Our thought should be, no, I have to go back to Krishna, go back to Godhead. And thanks to Prabhupada, thanks to Guru Maharaj who have accepted us and given us this blessing. Otherwise, we will never be able to even go into those lines. So that is something which we should clearly be aware of, that what we think is what will become our act. Yeah, so this is what he is trying to explain once again, and this is what will be explained throughout Krishna consciousness. Yes, we'll do one more para. Anybody else like to read? Prabhu Arvind and Arbhagwan Motwani Prabhu, would you like to read?
Okay, Mataji.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Akrura continued. Okay, Mataji. Akrura continued. Is my voice clear, Mata?
Yeah, voice is very clear, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Okay. My dear Dhritarashtra, I beg to advise you not to be blind in the fact of material existence, material conditioned life, either in distress or in happiness, is to be accepted as a dream. One should try to bring his mind and senses under control and live peacefully for spiritual advancement in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that except for the person in Krishna consciousness, everyone is always disturbed in mind and full of anxiety. Even those trying for liberation or merging into the Brahman effulgence, and the yogi who try to achieve perfection in mystic power cannot have peace of mind. Pure devotee of Krishna have no demand to make of Krishna. They are simply satisfied with service to him. Actual peace and mental tranquility can be attained only in a perfect Krishna consciousness. Shall I continue, Mataji? Next para.
Thank you so much. So Akrura is very clearly telling that, yeah, you can continue after 1 minute. I'll explain that.
Okay.
After they say Rishikesha means Krishna. You should control everything for spiritual advancements. So he says that in Chaitanya also it is said that except for a Krishna conscious person, always others, our minds are fully of anxiety. Right? There is constant thing. Even those who want Brahman effulgence, right? I will merge with the Supreme. They also do not have peace of mind. Right? Only pure devotees, they do not make any demands. They do not care whether they are going to hell or heaven, but they are happy with that. Yes, Prabhu, this will be the last para. We'll read and we'll end the class for now.
Yes, madam. After hearing this moral instruction from Akrura, Dhritarashtra replied, "My dear Akrura, you are very charitable in giving me good instruction, but unfortunately, I cannot accept them. A person destined to die does not utilize the effect of nectar, although it may be administered to him. I can understand that your instructions are valuable. Unfortunately, they do not say in my flickering mind, just as the glittering lightning in the sky does not stay fixed in a cloud. I can understand only that no one can stop the onward progress of the supreme will. I understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has appeared in the family of the Yadus to decrease the burdensome load on this earth."
So very beautifully what they are talking about is, though Dhritarashtra accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knew he was born in the Yadu family. He also knew that he would favor Pandavas. In spite of having facts before his eye, he was still partial to children. So this is what we say, right? Shruti Shribir. When you see money, position, power, you can't let go. That was the situation with Dhritarashtra. So very clearly, though he knew everything, he was, let me see how much, I think we can finish it. Just 2 more paras. Prabhu, continue this. Just 5 more minutes. Is that okay? We just finished 2 paras. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Dhritarashtra hinted to Akrura that she had complete faith in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, he was very partial to his family member. In the very near future, Krishna would vanquish all the members of his family, and in a helpless condition, Dhritarashtra would take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. To show his special favor to a devotee, Krishna usually takes away all the object of his material affection, thus forcing the devotee to be materially helpless, with no alternative but to accept the lotus feet of Krishna. This actually happened to Dhritarashtra after the end of the Battle of Kurukshetra. Dhritarashtra could realize 2 opposing factors acting before him. He could understand that Krishna was there to remove all the unnecessary burden of the world. His son were an unnecessary burden. So he accepted that they would be killed. At the same time, he could not rid himself of his unlawful affection for his sons. Understanding these 2 contradictory factors, he offered his respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The contradictory way of material existence are very difficult to understand. They can be taken only as the unconceivable execution of the plan of the Supreme, who by his inconceivable energy creates his material world and enters into it and sets into motion the 3 modes of nature. When everything is created, he enters into each and every living entity and into the smallest atom. No one can understand the incalculable plan of Supreme Lord.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Complete the next one also, Prabhu. We can end.
After hearing this,
go ahead, Prabhu.
After hearing this statement, Akrura could clearly understand that Dhritarashtra was not going to change his policy of discriminating against the Pandavas in favor of his son. He at once took leave of his friend in Hastinapur and returned to his home in kingdom of the Yadus. After returning home, he vividly informed Lord Krishna and Balarama of the actual situation in Hastinapur and the intention of Dhritarashtra. Akrura was sent to Hastinapur to Krishna to study these, and by the grace of the Lord, he was successful.
Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta Perfect of 49th chapter of Krishna motivated Dhritarashtra. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thanks for joining and thanks for reading. Shweta, sorry I could not give you beyond a para. We'll make it up tomorrow.
It's okay, Mataji. Thank you for giving us opportunity to read, Mataji. Thank you. Hare
Thank you so much, dear. Hare Krishna. So what Dhritarashtra was hinting Akrura is, though he has faith in Krishna, though he knows the truth, though going back to Godhead is the goal, still he had a contra feature, right? This happens to us also. Though Paramatma will tell us what you're doing is wrong, we'll still do the mistake. That is a classic example of Dhritarashtra. And he also says that I can't do anything. I'm just stuck with 2 conflicts, which is why Akrura gives up. Because for someone who don't understand, we can convince. But for someone who understands and still says, I will be like this, what you can do? You can wake a person who's sleeping, but you definitely can't wake somebody who's pretending to sleep, right? So Akrura was just in those lines. And adding more to the damage, Akrura was not able to do anything to solve the problem because Dhritarashtra was very clear that he will not listen. That was his situation, and therefore there is a statement for somebody who wants and does not and cannot. Like there are a lot of us have this fear. Will Krishna take everything from us? He won't, because he knows we can do. It's only for set of people like Dhritarashtra who are fickle-minded, where they want Krishna also, at the same time they cannot give up. Therefore, he took away his wealth, he took away his possession, his children, all of them, and left him empty-handed. So, so that finally he could come back to Krishna, which is what happened to Dhritarashtra. So, we're going to the next, that is basically Monday, we're going to see Krishna erects the Dwaraka fort, and we'll continue this time.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vijay Srila Prabhupada Vijay Namacharya Haridas Thakur Vijay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear. Do you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, has Dhritarashtra is blind from by birth, Mataji, but why they say that he is totally blind with means he easily trust even weak people like that, Mataji?
Because there is two things. Your eyes, do you see? Okay. Can you feel the presence of Krishna?
No, Mataji.
Yeah. But why great sages can feel the presence of Krishna? Because they are so devoted, right? So
Yes,
do they see with their eyes? They don't see. They see with what's called Jnana Chakshu, which means with the knowledge, which is why daily we are reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so that we can start seeing Krishna, not with our material eye, with
spiritual eyes.
So the Dhritarashtra is blind by eye. So he cannot see, no problem. But he is also blind by his jnana, because he knows, he's been taught what is moral ethics. Basically, even you will tell, what will your dad do? Your dad has a brother or sister?
Yeah, Mataji.
So if they come to the house, will he treat you differently and them differently? He will make sure food is given equally to both.
Yeah, Mataji.
Correct. That should be the treatment for him. And that too, he is now the guardian also, because his brother is no more. Now, but he is blind by his thought and behavior, right? He is treating Pandavas so badly. He knows the children are trying to kill Pandava, but he does not take care of it, right? So in the house, you have any brother, sister, Shweta?
Yeah, Mataji, I have sister.
So you go and fight with her, or if she fights with you, your mom and dad comes and tells enough of fight, yes or no?
Yes, Mataji, true.
Even a small thing they take care, but Dhritarashtra is seeing his children trying to kill Pandava, and he is just silent about it. Right? So he is blind by even that. By Jnana Chakshu also is zero.
Okay, Mataji, understood. Thank